It's rained all day today. So nice, super exciting because it hasn't rained for a whole month now. No rain in January. Last time it rained was in December. So this is such a welcome change. I wasn't going to do much today anyway, so it's all good. Just been in bed talking to my friends on the phone, figuring out this thing called life. I love it when it rains, especially at night, but this too is okay.
What?
No.
Okay. Let's try that again. Let's do that one more time. How lovely is this, guys? How incredibly lovely is this, guys? Can you imagine? It hasn't rained the whole of January. It last rained in December. The whole of January, no rain, but that is to be expected here. In this region, it doesn't rain in January. January is the driest and hottest month of the year. And now here we are today. It rained a little bit last week or still this week, a little bit during the day. Then yesterday, the whole night it has rained. It was so awesome. Personally, I love it so much when it rains during the night, I just love it. I sleep meditating. I sleep so well. And then today again, it started raining around midday there until now, coming to 6, it's still raining. I know for those with things to do, it's not a lot of fun, but for me, I didn't have much to do today. Honestly, I wanted to go to the B&B, but that can wait. So it's an easy day. It's just a chill day with rain. Yeah, just being at home, keeping warm, and thanking God for the rains. At least it was too hot, and obviously too dusty. So this is really, really, really beautiful. And now we get to the words. Unfortunately, and can someone please explain to me? Because whenever it rains, even a little bit, leave alone this one which started last night all the way till now, save for a little bit in the morning. But what usually happens, guys, that when it rains even a little bit, power just goes off. Is this like just in Africa, or does it happen all over the world? Please, I know I can Google it, but I just want to understand, maybe also from you, because it's just fascinating. Again, that every time there's rain, there is a blackout. How do those two connect? Does the rain scramble the electricity waves? What's the science behind it? And sometimes it seems like it's intentional. And I know you know what I'm talking about if you've been, well, not in Africa for a while, but if you were born in Africa, you grew up here or have lived here for some good time, you understand what I mean. And I'm saying sometimes the reason I'm saying someone explain to me instead of me going to Google it, whether there is any science behind it, is because sometimes it's almost as if it's intentional. It's like they just wait, and then when the rain just starts to drip a little bit, poof, the power is off. It's like they were like, when is it going to rain so we can shut? So I'm like, explain to me, please. Yeah, I'm just being a goof, but on a serious note. So there's no power. No idea when it will be back. It's dark as, it's very bright usually there. So we'll wait and see. When I lived in Uganda, there were generators there, like nearly everywhere. Generators everywhere, but now generator for home, and especially when it's not too often. In UG, it was a lot. It was quite a lot and a culture shock for me. But so even here in Kenya, it happens not too much as it used to happen there, but it also happens. So generator for a home is a bit impractical unless you have things going on that it's a must. But now if you have a business, that's something else. Or if it's an well, yeah, that's a business, yeah. Because like for me, I used to live in an apartment, but they had a backup generator there. So here usually we just wait. It doesn't usually take long, although before I went to Uganda, it used to be much less. Then after I came back, I realized that it's also going on quite a lot here. And the funny thing I heard is that Uganda supplies us with water for electricity, and then they are left without power. By the way, I don't know how it's going nowadays. I haven't inquired from my friends because really, it's not an issue that you talk about every other day. It's kind of like a non-issue. But today, because I'm excited about the rain, I have decided to talk about it. I just found my mouth yeah, going in that direction. Anyway, let's wait for the power as we get into the word, which fits in very perfectly. Very perfectly. Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 to however far we are going to get. Love you guys. Bear with me. I can't help myself. So guess what, guys? Here we are. Another day. Bright and sunny. I'm trying very hard not to step into the light, but our recording was cut short the other day when it had rained. You remember there was no power when I was talking to you, and I wanted to do Genesis chapter 1 because of the water aspect. So I wanted the rain to be the theme, but there was no power. My battery was low, and by the time the power came back, it was too late to do it. The rain had stopped, and it was already dark. Remember, it was coming to 6 when I was talking in the living room. So no power, rain is gone. I mean the whole ambience. And that is why today I have decided to shoot behind this tank. There's a shot I did called Think Tank. Anyone? I don't know if you've seen it. And it touches a little bit on what I'm also going to talk about, but that won't be the focus. The focus today is the mystery of water, and I'm going to do it the best way I can. So I decided to do it behind this tank because this what are they called? These crystal snows, you see, they're in front of me instead of behind me, and then they are all over the place. Like I thought I could use them as a backdrop, like it's still raining, but yeah, who am I kidding? They're all over the place, and they're in front. They should be, guys. You should be behind me. So let's just stick with the tank, and it's fully packed, so it fits in with the whole ocean, river, sea. Basically it fits in with the water thing. And now, guys, as usual, when I choose to do this kind of clips, I have my Bible and I have my notes for reference. And so we are going to start at the very beginning. Genesis chapter 1 verse 1. It says, I'm going to touch on a few things here. I will digress at some points from the water issue, the mystery of water issue, but it's also good and important for content. So in Genesis chapter 1 verse 1 it says, in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth, and I'm reading from King James Version. Now right there we have and I have this thing where I'm gonna be saying I've heard it said, have you? So in Genesis chapter 1 verse 1, I've heard it said that because God is outside of time, right? He cannot be in time, he is God, so he created time. And how did he do that? So here in verse 1 already it says beginning. And beginning, that's where you get time. That's where you get time from. And then created the heaven. The heaven is where you get space. And it will shock you to know that we are actually in heaven right now. Like, we are not waiting to die or for something to happen so that we enter heaven. We are already in heaven. Like, we are already in eternity. Yeah, so that's another thing I've heard it said. Have you? So yes, the heaven, that is space, and the earth. And what is earth? Earth is matter, the things around us. Just look around behind me, what I'm holding. All this is matter, right? All this is matter, and so I needed to just mention that because I've said I'm gonna mix it up. Yes, the video is called The Mystery of Water, but we're gonna mix it up a bit for context and yes, for context. So from there, now that we know that, we are going to jump to verse 4 and 10 and 12. Okay, Genesis chapter 1 verse 4 says, and God saw the light, that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. Verse 8. Verse 10. Verse 10 says, and God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas, and God saw that it was good. Then, verse 12, it says, and the earth brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after his kind. Guys, Moshiri is here. Moshiri, I'm doing a video. Just come and say hi. You're not even saying hello. Hi, here. We cannot see you.
Hello.
Hi, Mama
Yeah.
Meenda, but this is Moshiri. You know him by now. I'm doing a Bible study.
Oh, in a Bible, study.
Yeah, video for our people. Exactly. Yes. So that's it. Umekuja kuona mom?
But
Amanda. She's just gone right now.
We'll make it tomorrow.
No problem, but you can just move around if you want.
I can
do
the walk.
Alright, as I do this. So we were on verse 12, guys. Yes, and the earth brought forth grass. Moshiri had come to see mommy, but she's just left. But he's gonna walk around since this is also his home. Anyway, and the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind. And the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind, and God saw that it was good. So here there's nothing to do with water, but I just also wanted to bring up that thing of, I've heard it said, have you, where people will tell you, you don't have to wait for approval from out there. If you do something and you feel it's good, you can also, tap yourself on the shoulder, not in a proud, arrogant way or whatever, but just to big up yourself. Don't always wait to be approved by other people, because what if nobody ever approves you, So also you learn to validate yourself like God. You know, we are told we are created in the image of God. The Bible says, as he is, so are we in this world. And so if God can big himself up, why not us who are created in his image, who are as he is in this world? Now, Isaiah chapter 5 verse 20 says, there are those that call good evil and call evil good. They call good evil, they call evil good, and that is so common. Yes, darling.
I love it.
Oh, thank you. I love you too.
You
Hmm?
give me
Okay, guys, just a second. I help Moshiri with the paper. I think you need a big one.
I need a big boy. This I need.
Is okay.
I need to get marenge.
Oh, you're getting more.
Neni.
No problem. So, alright, guys. So we were on. I was getting Moshiri somewhere to put some food stuff, pumpkin, greens, which she's picking from the farm. So yes, Isaiah chapter 5 verse 20 says that some people will call good evil and call evil good. But I know, guys, that you understand that that's not what we're talking about. We are talking about good that is good. Okay, so you do something good, big up yourself. Don't always wait for approval, external approval. And also, we leave it to God. We let God be the judge because He says that in the Bible also that sometimes you can do something good or you can do something that you think is good, but in God's eyes it's evil. Or you can do something that you think maybe is not nice, but in God's eyes it's good. You know. So there are all those. Balances and scales when it comes to the Word of God, when it comes to God Himself, the way He judges things, the way He sees things. That's why He says sometimes, not sometimes, but He actually says, my ways and my thoughts are not like yours. Because, man, when you've walked with God or even seen how He works in other people's lives, you're like, yo, God is not like the way you think. His thoughts. Imagine He already predestined us. He already planned this whole thing here. Things happen and you're just amazed or in awe because that's who God is, you know. His thinking, his ways, they are sometimes so far removed from ours, there's no even comparison. So anyway, so that was another have you heard, and now let us go to where I want my main focus to be. The sun is really becoming hot. Let's go to verse 11. We are still on Genesis chapter 1, and now we are at verse 11. And I want to talk on verse 11 and 12, and then on verse 20 and 21. There's something I want to talk about there. Verse 11 it says, and God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth, and it was so. Verse 12, and the earth brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit whose seed was in itself after his kind, and God saw that it was good. So God said, and the earth just obeyed or did it. Verse 20 and verse 21. And God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that has life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. 21. And God created whales and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind, and God saw that it was good. Now, point 1 here is verse 11 and verse 12, God says, and it just brings forth. Verse 20 and 21, again God says, but this time it says, and God created. And this got me thinking, is this where we get the phrase of words have creative power? Because in verse 11 and 12, he just says, and it seems to happen. However, you internalize it, interpret it. And guys, we're here to help each other. I don't know much or anything at all, really, at times. So this, and not just for me, interacting in the comment section, interacting with each other. What you say, someone else may see it and read it, and it will add to what they already know, or juggle their mind a little bit. Maybe they thought like this, but so let's just, if you have something you want to add, you want to correct, again, I'm a truth finder. I just love the truth. I rather the truth that hurts than a lie that keeps you in deception, you get. So I'm a truth finder. I love the truth, and we can help each other doing that. So feel free on this platform. So my point was, is this where we get creative words have creative power? I think so. I really think so, because even, let me put this here, there is also another verse where he says, and then it happens, or he says and then he creates. There is another verse, yes, 26 and 27. Verse 26, he says, and God said, let us make man in our image and our likeness, and let them have dominion, all that. Then verse 7 says, and so God created man in his own image. So him saying, and him creating, and him making, they all seem to be one and the same thing. Doesn't it look like so, guys? So now, and before we move on to another verse, I just got something in verse 21, and I also had someone say this one time, that it is the waters that brought forth. Isn't that amazing? It is the waters, right, that brought forth God's creation. And this is so amazing and symbolic and real. I mean, how do we come into this world? Isn't it our mother's waters that first break and then we are brought forth? And we all come from water. I mean, think about that. We are 70% water? This whole thing about water, it's so much deeper than, than I grew up knowing or ever thought or ever had. So it's a real mystery. So now, I want to talk about verse 14, 15. Yes. Verse 14. And where have you gone? It's right here. Verse 14, 15, and 17, yes. Mujiri, tell us something about the Bible.
You run the Genesis.
Yes, I'm talking
about the Genesis?
The mystery of water.
Ministry of water.
Mystery.
Mystery.
Yes.
Mysteries.
Yes, of water.
Of water.
Yes.
Do you know what is the mysteries of water?
That is what I'm trying to discuss with people here, even with you, because I'm learning and we are all learning. Oh. So I'm saying what I think. And then, like the way now here it says that God created whales and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth. It is the waters which brought forth. As much as God created them, but it is the waters which brought forth. And I'm saying we also come from water. Our mother's womb. It's water. We come from water.
Because if you think water is more than the earth.
Yes.
So water.
Yes.
Water is the one beginning the earth.
It's true. Because in the beginning, God was hovering over the face of the deep, in the water.
Deep, yes.
So it's like water is the one which began everything.
Yes.
Even here in verse 9 it says, let the waters divide and let dry land appear.
So water is the beginning.
I I love that. And thank
Do you
God
know that?
came. No, you're telling me.
But the water is so much.
Wow. Yes, water is the beginning of everything.
Everything there was.
Wow. And that's
Water
why,
is the one.
That's why they say water is life or something.
Water is the life.
Oh my gosh, guys, that's another mystery right there from Oshiri. Water is the beginning of everything.
Oh, the earth.
Yes.
It's the beginning. It's water.
Wow. Love
God
it.
separated.
Yes.
Made it as the earth. Separated the water. The water, if you go around the world, water is the more than the earth.
That is so true. That is so true. And we are also, are we 80 or 70% water?
Yeah, 80. So water is more.
Yeah, it's true. That's what I'm trying to understand. The mystery. You see,
Water. Wacha nikwambie hiyo today. Unaona maji? Maji ni kumbwa kuliko ardhi. Hii tunakalia hapa.
Kweli.
Ukienda utoke, unaweza enda utoke kama uende Europe, uende wapi, utatoka. Ukitoka hivyo, hakuna pahali pengine unaenda, ni maji pekee. Ni maji
pekee. Ni ukweli.
Water is there all the world. Kuna kitu kingine. Na ndio Mungu aliseparate. Akaona kwa sababu watu wangu watakuwa wanatumia hii maji. Na hii maji ilikuja wakati wa Nuhu.
Yes, it hadn't rained before Noah. He's saying the water came during the time of Noah.
Oh, Noah.
Before Noah, yes. There had not been rain. Because the
now water, yes. It comes underground.
Yes.
Coming up.
Yes, that's how it used to be before Noah. Because it had never rained. That's why people didn't believe
rain
Noah.
There.
They're like, what are you talking about?
No,
We've never seen rain. Water comes from under.
Under.
Yes.
Under.
Yes.
Na hapo ndio Mungu akasema hapa, wacha mimi nimuonyeshe mimi ni Mungu. Nitamtumia huyo mtu. Huyo Nuhu. Akaambia utengeneza beberi itabeba watu wote.
Beberi,
na ibebe kila mtu. Na kila wanyama. Yes. Walikuwa wanaingia mbili.
Yes.
Ikapaa juu. Tuwalinyesea alileta mvua. Yes, mingi sana.
Yes.
Juu ya nini? Wale walikuwa wanaitwa Loti. Hao ndio hiyo dhambi isafishwe. Juu ya watu. Akaenda. Mungu akaongea na huyu. Akamwambia bebe, tengeneza hii kitu. Akamwambia nini nitatengeneza? Ilifika miaka kama 10. Walikuwa anatengeneza.
Yeah.
Wale waliingia. Hiyo walifaulu. Na ndio unaona iko ardhi mchanga na iko maji. Juu Mungu aliseparate. Wale walienda.
Yeah.
Hao ndio wasafi. Ndio akawaleta hapa. Sasa sisi tuko juu ya nani?
Maji.
Tuko juu ya hii huyu mtu huyu.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we are here because of Noah.
Oh, Noah.
Oh, I get you. Okay. Yes.
Ini tondo usio. Usio niwe. Dida mathi kure iri me iguru thinga yameni no ria nini na mairi kwari ndutura ya tumiro kirwe thi is around kithio gyoka ni ithangu ya muti no wakiona nima mai ni mariku tusogete tukai tukirusia tuwa
Nero ciana icio ciake
tute mariri tute maandamu
no we are
Udu wa mbere
Shem and Japheth the three sons of Noah
asini mumare ciana cia riu aba na mwandu wa yeye ni macokire makija ruriri rwa makura.
Yes. But it all came from water. That's why Jesus is the living water.
Water.
Yes. Even Jesus.
Na ndikuonaga atiriri kinya Musa agirwo athurute ciana iria Misiri yathie aringiriri abitukire atiri-ini.
That is amazing.
Abitukire atiri-ini.
Water every.
Yani na mai ni uturo.
Water is life.
Kila kitu ni mote huyo ni mai. Kila kitu. Wewe ukasurvive.
Like, by the way, they say you can live without food for months or even weeks. But water,
7 days.
Water
can make you live.
You cannot live without water for
2 days or
3, something like that. But food you can. But water is everything. Yes.
Water.
That is the mystery, guys. That is the mystery. Wow. God brought you here. Wow.
That is what you understand very well.
Yeah. Yes.
About the living dead.
The living dead again.
Do you know? In the Bible, I know that is saying about people can live.
Where? Vandu mangekara. Yeah. The Dead Sea or something?
Yes, the Dead Sea.
You can float on, like you can walk on the water in Israel.
Ndio.
Yeah, uko. Yes.
Nilikuwa nakuja. Wacha nikuangulize. Tuongee mambo ya hiyo watu. Unaweza kanyanga kama hii ni flow. Naendea juu ya maji. Is it possible?
Everything is possible. Jesus walked on water. I've heard that. You know the unfortunate thing, Moshiri? I was in Israel, but I didn't go to the Dead Sea. I didn't go there, but I've heard you can literally walk on it like this.
That is, you are walking above the ice.
Top, yes.
Ice in water. Wacha nimwambie kitu moja. Hiyo inakuanga unakanyanga ice ya maji.
Inakuanga ice ama ni maji?
Ice. Hapana. Hiyo ni ice.
Ni ice.
Ice.
Okay.
You cannot walk in a water.
Yeah, you can't walk on water.
It's ice.
I regret not going there when I was in Israel. Honestly, I would be talking about something I know. Yeah, inakuanga ice.
Ice. You are walking in ice. When I go Ukraine. And that's near there. Unakanyanga uko juu ya maji. Unakanyanga maji na uko juu ya maji.
It has to be in ice form. Unless you work a miracle like the Jesus miracle, unless that's what's going on. Because I'm sure Jesus walked on literal water.
Literal water. Hiyo si kwa ice.
Yeah, it wasn't ice.
Now, he made a very good way to move the Israelites
from Egypt to going to Canaan when they crossed the Red Sea.
Yes.
He parted the waters.
Red Sea.
Yes.
So it's the water, no ice.
It's the water, that one. Wow. And even Moses, he had to hit the rock and water came out. It's just water everywhere. Guys, this is so unbelievable. I wasn't expecting that. God, thank you for bringing Moshiri because he's added on to this thing, like, you know.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too, my dear.
Yes.
Situonane baadaye.
Haya, alienda.
Ameenda tao, sijui. Sahi tu before ukuje. Huna shida. Sawa, thank you so much. Okay. Wow, guys. That was so unexpected. That was so unexpected and beautiful. Wouldn't you agree? I didn't expect that. I didn't see that coming yet. God, as I was saying how he works in mysterious ways, he just does his things. Because I didn't have in my mind about the Red Sea, how Moses parted it. Water is just everywhere. It's just everywhere. Jesus is the water of life. Like, you know, drink this water. So, and also the one I've just mentioned about Moses hitting the rock, which has come because of that topic of parting the Red Seas. And I actually didn't know that. I've been to Israel, but I never went to the Red Sea, or rather the Dead Sea. I didn't go there. So now he says that it's because it's in ice form that's how people are able to walk there. I guess I'll have to Google that, but for now, because I'm live here, yeah, because how do they walk on water actually? So it makes sense. Which is the other mystery I wanted to end up with. So let's just finish up here where I wanted to talk about verse 14, and it keeps escaping me. Maybe it doesn't want me to talk about it seriously. It seems, yes, verse 14, 15, and 17, they mentioned something interesting, but let me just talk about it because it has to do with it also connects with the water a bit. 14 says,